Good morning, children. So today we are moving to discuss the family Zingiberaceae belongings to Monocotyledonea and Epigynae. So by looking into the first slide, you can see this family is very important in our daily life, as most of the items are that displayed in this image are useful for us. They are the spices, important spices like elachi, ginger, then turmeric and so on. So this is very important to study this family. So let us discuss the family. This belongs to Epigynae series of Monocotyledon class. Okay, it is widely distributed in tropic and subtropical countries, and also you can observe wild and domesticated varieties. Most of them are cultivated one, including about 46 genera and 1275 species. Okay, and they are usually distributed in Indo-Malaysian regions. And while looking into the general characters, most of all the plants belongings to this family are rhizomatous herbs, and they having the tuberous roots. And some important points you have to remember is they are aromatic, and they contain some essential oils, terpenes and other such phytochemical compounds. And their aerial stem is very short. Underground stem is the rhizome, that is very important part, and that most of the cases that are useful, and they are usually leafless, and vessels present in the root as well as in the stem. So vegetatively they are important, they are rhizomatous. Now let me look into the habit. Rhizomes bear roots known as adventitious roots, and usually food store in these roots. Some example is Curcuma amada, you know in Malayalam maanga inchi, and the aerial stem is very short, and we will usually confuse with this as a stem, but actually that is not a stem. Stem is the underground rhizome. The aerial part is the pseudostem, that is capos, a rhizome with aromatic structure. This is the condition of Curcuma species. You can see the underground rhizome. And leaves are arranged, they are alternate disticus, means in alternate rows they are arranged, arising from rhizome. This is the disticus nature of the leaf, the image you can see. And the leaves with the sheathing leaf bases, very important point, leaf may be sessile or petiolate. Okay, and also air canals present in the petioles. See, this is the images of leaves. And now the very important point regarding the vegetative nature, its leaf blade is very large, and venation is parallel, and stipules are absent, that is exstipulate condition. But there is a special structure in the leaf that is known as ligule. So the entire leaf you can have three important parts, that is leaf sheath, blade and ligule. Okay, ligule is actually the extension of sheath above the blade. Okay, there is an extension of sheath above the blade. So the sheath continue up to the blade, that is known as what? Ligule. Okay, so this in this picture you can see the ligule, how it is arranged. Okay, now inflorescence is of very important, because usually it is covered with bract, and a dense spicate head or cyme is present, sometimes solitary, and also you can observe paniculate inflorescence in elateria. So this is the first picture, and that shows the inflorescence spike, and second one is racemose inflorescence. And another important picture you can see elateria, cardamom, that is panicles. And now flower. In turmeric, flower is born in the axil of waxy bracts. Bracts are, you can see in the image that bracts, they are waxy bracts, and color also purple color. And bracts are persistent. In curcuma and ginger it is persistent, and they are flowers are usually bisexual. Okay, and flowers bract is very important identifying feature, and zygomorphic flower is also a peculiar feature. We already know in the Cytaminae group that is zygomorphic condition is prominent, and epigynous and trimerous condition. Okay, now look into the perianth. Perianth is differentiated into sepals and petals. It is usually perianth, but here you can see green colored sepals and colored petals. There are 3 sepal and 3 petals, and petals are tubular or funnel or lobe shaped. One petal, that is posterior petal, is large. See the image. Posterior petal is the larger petal. Okay. Now androecium. Androecium is very much important and peculiar because in most of the family of Cytaminae, the group contains androecium with one fertile stamen. Here also it is the same condition, and they are arranged in 2 whorls. In the outer whorls and inner whorls there are staminodes also. Only one fertile stamen present in inner whorl. Clear? And staminodes are occurring in 2 whorls. Outer whorl is having 2 staminodes, and they are petaloid, means like petals, large petaloid staminodes, and one is absent or sometimes inconspicuous. Okay. Now it is also fused to form lobed labellum. Now see, the third one petal staminode is absent. Okay. 2 is modified into petaloid staminode and third one is absent. Look into the picture, you can see the staminodes. And next is the inner whorl. Inner whorl is one fertile stamen, that is the posterior part, and 2 smaller staminodes. Okay, the staminodes are fused with the labellum. Fertile stamen is with the Bythecus anther. In the picture you can see the 2 connate posterior staminodes, that is labellum and posterior inner tepal, and also you can see the anterior inner tepal, etc. So only one fertile stamen, all others are modified into staminodes. Staminodes are petaloid. So the largest staminode is known as the anterior one, is the inner whorl having the staminode one, that is important, that is known as labellum, and other one, that fertile stamen with the anther. And also another peculiar feature is the stamen having a connective passed through the center of the anther, and this connective produce a appendage. That's important. An appendage is produced by the connective. So you have to study androecium, outer whorl, inner whorl. Except one, all others modified into staminode. One inner whorl will become large labellum, and another point is that fertile anther having connective with the appendages also. In outer whorl, 2 staminodes, petaloid staminodes, and one is reduced or inconspicuous or absent. Then look into the gynoecium. So gynoecium is having with 3 united carpels. 3 united carpels and ovary inferior, 3 locular ovary, rarely 2 locular present. Usually as in the case of Cytaminae, it is tricarpellary and bilocular. Okay. Then placentation is axial here or parietal. In globa it is parietal, otherwise it is axial placentation. And there is terminal style, that is undivided, and two-lipped, or it is undivided two-lipped condition. Okay. Then stigma is funnel shaped, that's also very important. Nectaries are present, 2 nectaries on the top of ovary. So top of ovary you can see 2 nectaries, and stigma is funnel shaped. Then stigma, in the picture you can observe the stigmatic surface also. Now look into this picture. This is a clear picture. You can explain the parts. See, there are outer 3 tepals, that is sepal, and inner 3 petals. And look into the again inner part. There are 2 outer petaloid staminodes and 1 star-like marking, that is sterile or absent staminode, outer whorl. Inner whorl, look, 1 large functional anther, that is fertile stamen, and 2 fused condition, that is 2 connate inner petaloid staminode, that is known as labellum. So the 2 inner staminodes are connate or fused and forming the labellum. Labellum is the inner whorl modified, and inner having 1 fertile stamen also. Then center tricarpellary gynoecium. Clear? Now look into the fruit. Fruit is a fleshy capsule, indehiscent or loculicidal, rarely berry, and seeds are globose or angular with arillate seeds, and copious endosperm is also present, perisperm present. Pollination is generally by insects and fruit dispersed by birds. See the fruits. This is elaichi, then globa, and look into the economic importance. Ornamental plants are the Hidicium coronaria. So many species are there ornamental plants, that is ginger lily, then Kemphiria, then Costus and Nicolaya and Alpinia are ornamentals. Look into these pictures. Hidicium, Costus, etc., Alpinia, etc., given in the picture. Then spices, very important. Rhizome, gingiber officinale, that is ginger, adark in Hindi, used for preparing ginger coffee and food items, biryani and all other items we use. Then fruits of amomum. Amomum is known as Bengal cardamom or moti ilaichi, that is fruits of amomum. And spices, another example is our Elateria cardamom, elakai, that is Malabar cardamom, choti elaichi that we are using. Then Indian arrowroot, East Indian arrowroot from tubers of Curcuma angustifolia. So one another arrowroot is there, that is from that is our Marandaceae family, Maranda arundinacea. Here it is East Indian arrowroot, that is Curcuma angustifolia. Then that is a picture of Curcuma angustifolia. Then another very important spice is curcuma. Curcuma different species, Amada, that is Mangainchi, then Longa, then normal manjal, then our aromatica, that is Kasturi manjal. All are used as spices. So turmeric is having so many uses. It's used for medical purposes, so many skin diseases, rheumatism, then different urinary diseases, hepatic disease, fever, ulcer, all type of diseases. This is the very important medicine, that is turmeric. Then another important point is perfumed powder of abir. Abir is a perfumed powder obtained from Hidicium spicatum. This is the Hidicium spicatum rhizome. This is the plant, and that is known as abir. Powder abir is obtained. Then this is a colored powder obtained from that plant. This is very common in northeastern countries. The pure powder kapur kachari, that is an essential oil available from this plant. Okay, and now another important plant, rhizome of Alpinia zeodaria, source of spice, tonic and perfume, that is zeodari soap from Alpinia zeodaria. Zeodari soap contains this, its content, Alpinia. And next is Alpinia galancha, medicine in flavoring, that is galanchal, Alpinia galancha, very important, used as medicine. Then Zingiberaceae, having so many uses, medicinal, then ethic uses, turmeric used in traditionally for various festivals and all, ornamentals, then traditional uses, and also condiments like ginger, turmeric, cardamom and amada, and cosmetics in various purposes we are using the most of the plants of Zingiberaceae that are very very important economically, medicinally and all. Then this family is a monophyletic family group along with other families included under Zingiberales. Costus is included under a separate family now. Costus is first included in Zingiberaceae, now it is moved into Costaceae family. And this is the common plant Globa, and this is another plant Costus speciosum. Then you can see the images, diagrams, taxonomy, that Costus flower, see. Then the labellum, stigma, corolla lobe, calyx, all parts are displayed in the diagram. See this diagram of ginger. Then this is the diagram of Hidicium, etc. So salient features include perennial rhizomatous, aromatic herb, distichous leaves and bisexual zygomorphic tricarpellary condition, perianthine sepals and petals, Fertile stamen 1, staminodes are 3 or 4, petaloid, then there is a labellum, fruit is a capsule. So that's all for the Zingiberaceae, very very important family. Questions like describe economic importance of Zingiberaceae, androgen in Zingiberaceae, vegetative characters of Zingiberaceae, how can you identify Zingiberaceae, compare this with other families of Zytaminae. Okay, so that's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.